All right, I am here at DEMA. Hello. I have never gone live from my phone before, so I don't know if this is going to work very well. But as you come in, just let me know in the chat. I'm going to pull up, hopefully I can get the chat going here. And we're going to be chit-chatting for the next handful of minutes. Let's see how. So again, I'm here at DEMA. We're in New Orleans, and oh yay, David! Hey, how's it going, Martin? Thanks for joining. It has been a wild time. This again was my first time at DEMA, so I've been overstimulated and just meeting everybody, having a blast, and really trying to push myself to be social and not the awkward introvert that I normally am. And it's been so lovely because, oh my gosh, everybody is so nice here. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm so excited. Sebastian, Mike, Mitch. Yeah, thank you for signing on here. I have a fun announcement that I'm going to make in a little bit. We're going to let some people log on here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Again, I'm at DEMA, so it's a kind of noisy showroom floor. And I have some guests here waiting at the sidelines. We'll bring them in just a minute, but I want to let everybody log on. We're going to be hanging out for a little bit here, and I'll be answering questions about the announcement and any other random things you want to know about. Just FYI information for the channel, I had kind of thought about doing a video about DEMA, and I'm actually not going to. So I just uploaded some shorts because the shorts, I was having some issues with sound. I think some of you probably caught my mishaps where there was no sound on my shorts. So I got them uploaded today. They're just like silly little vlogs. And I decided to do that instead of like a full YouTube video, just because this show, the thing that I'm taking away from this show are the beautiful, like, intimate moments with people that I have met or maybe I've only talked to online. And it's just not stuff that needs to be like put out on the internet. And I'm also just not, like you guys know, I'm not a gear guy, right? There are other channels that are going around. I met Thomas from Circle H, and I know that he was doing a lot of like gear reviews and stuff, and that's way more his niche. So you can check out his stuff for like, you know, the up and coming kind of stuff that has been released and will be available for purchase and all of that. That's just not, you know, it's not my expertise because I don't buy things. You guys probably know that at this point. Oh, good. The sound is great. Yay. I love that. You might be an awkward introvert, but you're our introvert. I love you. That's so sweet. So the reason why I wanted to get you guys all on here is because I have a fun announcement, and I have a buddy here to join me.
Hello.
So
we're leaning on the table here.
Yeah, I mean, this
DEMA.
is what the cool kids do.
This is the cool
kids.
So
tell the people who you are.
Hey everybody, I am Jay Gardner, and I am the host of a podcast that's called The Dive Table. That's right. Nice to see everybody. Sarah's got the shirt. I'm also here on behalf of somewhere else, so I do not have my shirt. But I'm the host of the Dive Table podcast. And yeah, that's who I am.
And the big news is that I am going to be joining as co-host of the Dive Table podcast.
Woohoo! That is big news.
So this is going to start in the new year. Around February,
yeah,
March?
Whenever we get our stuff together.
Whenever we get organized enough to actually record videos. Videos and podcast audio.
Shorts, cinematic longs.
Cinematic?
Yeah.
I think, gosh.
Yeah. No.
We're upgrading the quality. So we're going to be starting that. We'll start recording towards, in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And then they'll start getting released in the new year. And this has come because I was first a guest on your podcast.
Yes.
And then I joined in season 2 as a temporary co-host for 3 episodes. Maybe you guys listened to some of them. I've told you guys about them. And like we had a good dynamic.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
You can't manufacture chemistry, so you can, but you know it's manufactured, so that it worked out.
Yeah, no, it's and
obviously
really,
I'm the pretty one, so it works out well.
Obviously,
no, it's a good balance. It's the face. It's a good balance. I think we balance each other out really well.
Absolutely. So again, I've already said I'm not the gear guy. He knows the gear.
I know, yes.
And we have very different experiences in the diving industry.
Yes.
And he has some cool stuff. I think you've already shared about it on your podcast about being a part of UTD. Yes. And, he's going to get cave certified here soon.
2 days.
In 2 days,
go down and
so
finish
that's
my
exciting.
cave too,
so we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll have interesting people on the podcast to share, experiences. And my goal, my hope is that we get a varied group of voices on the podcast. More women, people of color, queer people, everybody that hasn't been heard in the dive industry for a long time. The entire, existence of the scuba industry. So that, Claire's here. Hey, Claire. Let's see here. David, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to start this. This is, obviously the podcast has been going for a while. But I think we're gonna revamp it. We're gonna make it something that fits both of us, our personalities, and we want you guys to be a part of it too. So I want to hear from you all what you want to learn about, what you want to hear about, because that's really the whole point.
Exactly. And I think the other thing that the podcast can do, and that we want to do with the podcast, is be able to highlight waterway conservation. Mm-hmm. So we're part of a network called Fish Dive Surf, because people that fish, people that dive, and people that surf all are in the water for our, whatever you call it, recreation, sport, hobby, profession, whichever one. We're not professional anglers though. No. That's the fishing. No. I don't even know how to catch a fish.
I don't even eat fish.
Yeah, so there we go. If I caught it, it would be amazing, and then we would have nothing to do with it because you wouldn't need it. So on that front, we also want to highlight those organizations. I had a really cool conversation with one today called Sea Save that's working on the policy side. So we want to highlight those folks that are working on waterway conservation, whether that be through policy or trash cleanup or other initiatives. Just cool stuff.
Yeah.
So we want to promote that through that network of Fish Dive Surf and be a part of that as well. So I think that's another area that not only do we want to give a voice to those that maybe don't have a voice, like you and me, but also be able to give a voice to some of those organizations that are working on things that don't have the marketing budget of a big, scuba equipment manufacturer or something like that. So it's some good stuff. Plus, have fun. I think that's the ultimate goal. Have fun and be entertaining.
You know that's going to be a part of it. Come on. I've been teasing him because we went around and we're shooting some goofy little things for reels, and he was like, I feel so uncomfortable doing this. I'm
stupid.
Embrace the cringe, honey. Embrace the cringe. And then just before this, I was telling him how sweaty and nervous I am to go live every single time. Literally, I'm so stressed every time I go live. And he was like, just embrace the sweat.
Embrace the sweat. I like going live. I think it's fun. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
We had a question here. I just want to come back to it. I do not know this podcast. Do you know Speaking Side Mount?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do we compare to the Speaking Side Mount?
Well, we're not only about Side Mount, but that's a great podcast. It's a great podcast if you're interested in Side Mount, which is wonderful. Lots of different variations and flavors. Side Mount as a lifestyle, Side Mount as a tool, which I love Side Mount as well. But Speaking Side Mount is about Side Mount, and typically is based around interviewing different folks that dive Side Mount for their configuration, so on and so forth. Whereas we are not just about Side Mount. My background, introducing you to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell him.
So I'm a diver who loves diving, first and foremost. I'm a dad of 3 little girls, 8, 5, and 3, so I'm in it. I got into diving because I loved it, and from there have progressed. And so I'm part owner of an organization called UTD, and we were focused come out of the technical side. So back mount doubles, back mount singles, side mount doubles, rebreather, doesn't matter.
I might have to get into back mount doubles at some point with this guy.
That's my favorite platform. By far my favorite right now. But yeah, so it's about all of that, but it isn't about technical diving, and it isn't about side mount diving, and it isn't about recreational diving. It's about the thing that we all love, diving.
Yeah.
And so we can talk about all of those things and the different flavors of them, and it's not an advertisement for an organization or a way of diving, or anything. It's about, let's explore it.
Yeah.
What's your opinion? What's my opinion? That's the goal is of the whole show.
Awesome. And David said that you're part of a water conservation group. So
Awesome.
Tell me, David, you know how to reach me. Tell me what that is, because I don't remember. Yeah.
Anything like spooning. I guess you're
what?
kind of spooning your tanks. Okay, if you go no mount is like spooning. Yeah, that's maybe.
I don't understand that question.
Spooning, like you
like
cuddling. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what he was saying.
I don't know.
You never know what you're gonna get.
The platforms for the podcast, it's going to be anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. It'll be like Apple, Spotify. What else?
iHeartRadio. I mean, you can go onto thedivetable.com, and you can get the episodes there as well if you want. And you can leave a message that might get played, an audio message that might get played on an episode, which is really cool.
There we go.
But if you have a particular...
He was joking.
I don't think he was. I think you were serious. This is the fun part about being live is that it's just you and I can have some fun with this. How is side mount like spooning? That will be episode number 1.
No, it won't. No, it absolutely won't.
But yeah, you can go on divetable.com and you can see whatever platform you listen to podcasts. You can find the link there to then take it into your show, or do a search for the dive table. You'll find it. And
we also have social media platforms. They're limited in the amount of posting and content, or was I?
Exactly.
They're limited in the amount of posting and content, but we're working on that.
Yes.
So if you'd like to see, other stuff from us, that will be the place. Go on Instagram, Facebook.
Yes, we're working on
things.
Yes. See, we're working on those things because we're not good at them. You are. It's going to be a great combination.
Great combination. And Claire, no, I'm sorry. Abby is back at home with my dad, so you will not see Miss Abby on this live stream.
But we have another guest.
We do have another guest.
Who's going to be joining us more regularly on the show, but he's not Abby.
He's almost as good as Abby.
I think he's better. Come on, Jack.
You guys may have seen Jack. He is my best DUI friend. He's the one that set me up with the dry suit back in the day. Want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. I know this is live, and live is nice and awkward, so it's okay. I will embrace the live. If you've seen some of my Facebook posts, yes, I'm the awkward DUI guy. And they go, why is it only Jack? Well, Jack's the only one that will do the awkward post.
Yeah. Jack Tur, that's right.
Yes.
Jack is going to be a regular or more regular on our show, which we're super excited about because it is awkward and it's fun.
Yeah, I fit that other category that they're talking about. I don't know. You're talking about all these different people groups. Yeah, I'm that other guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're all others in the scuba industry at this point. Yeah.
I've basically been going around the DEMA scuba show, finding all of like the weird people and just, hello, you are going to be my friend now.
Yes, I'm not going to name names, but one of my highlights, I think the highlight of my DEMA show this year, which we've been here for how many, 5 days, 4 days?
It's been an eternity.
Under these fluorescent lights, my eyes are like going crazy. Anyways, a scuba pro. If you imagine a scuba pro representative, like that works for scuba, you imagine someone somewhat buttoned up. That's kind of scuba pro's deal. This guy, and I'm not going to name names, is not. Big old neck tattoo, and they call him back home the weed fairy because he grows so much weed that he goes around and hands it out. And I'm looking at him, going, "You're a scuba pro, dude." And last night, literally at like 11 o'clock at night, I get a text message from him with a big picture of himself saying, "I'm hanging out with the street kids in New Orleans. Check all this out." And so it was my favorite moments of DEMA by far so far was getting to meet him, and we're gonna become buddies and go diving together because why not? Because he's such a cool guy. So that was one of my non-equipment highlights for sure.
I love that.
So my thing with this podcast, you gotta remember that you're gonna ask all these technical questions. In the end, we're having fun diving.
Yeah.
We want to go dive. We all dive, and that's our primary focus. And it's like, how do you dive? How do you dive? We want, you did it that way? Are you having fun? That's the main point.
Is it safe? Is it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love diving. By the way, this is a long surface interval right now. Being here in New Orleans.
You want to go diving in the Mississippi?
I know. By the way, it sucks. You're talking diving all day long, and you're like, I gotta go home, back to a hotel room.
Yeah.
It's like, what's up with that?
Were you filling your bathtub up?
Yes.
Putting your hand in the water? Yeah, I see the question wasn't answered yet. Let's see.
What was it? The format compared to speaking Simon. Oh, okay.
So yes, we will have interviews. It will be audio. We will actually be recording
putting it on YouTube
video
because we're gonna
but we
get comfortable
probably
with
won't
that.
do right now. It's not in the plans to do like reviews of gear. It's not really that kind of show where we're gonna like take a piece of show gear off.
Thank God.
Yeah, no, it's not about that. Because guess what? We're not sponsored, so we can say whatever we want. But yeah. So it compares but different. I hope that answers the question. Who was that, Freddie?
Well, reference the Halloween episode. That was all about just talking about scary stories in diving.
Yeah, scary stories and that. Yeah, the Reef of Horrors.
Don't DUI. Well, don't
That's
DUI,
right.
but Diving Unlimited International,
Yeah.
we're good with that.
It's an unfortunate
Okay.
name.
But I know. But seriously, if you walk around with a T-shirt and they go, "How'd you get the T-shirt?" Well, that's because you got a DUI in more than one state.
Oh, there you go.
I personally love having DUI in like my equipment realm because I have like a beanie and actually my water bottle too.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's
And as like you guys, I don't know if both of you know this, but as a recovering
Yes.
person, I just find it very funny to carry around something that says
That is
DUI.
kinda funny. That is. I guess technically we're informally both DOI divers, so I guess maybe we were connected that way in a weird way.
Yeah.
And Jack's on the show. Yeah, somehow
well,
we're
I mean,
connected.
DUI is an old company, so you have to kind of give the old company.
You gotta speak up.
The old company, you got to give them some slack. So they've been around for 60 years. It's been DUI before DUI was known for this other thing. So
They did it first.
They did it
okay, they did it first.
we did it better.
Someone said hi to Jack. I don't know who it was. I missed it.
Oh, I think
Mike Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi,
awesome.
Jack. Jack is the best. I love him. Let's see. Makes for interesting conversations with law enforcement officials. Yeah, no, people stop me all the time. They're like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay, I'm in recovery.
Yeah, why are you promoting DUIs? How did we get in this subject?
I don't know. But
There, that'll help. Cover up the
big awesome
DUI.
stickers we have. You can put it right on the side of your car.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, that's the big announcement. Again, you can follow the Dive Table on all the social media platforms. You can start listening because he's got episodes coming out.
Yeah, season 2 episodes, I believe 1, 2, and 3 are Sarah and I together. If you want a taste of it, or just look for the ones that says the Dive Table with guest co-host Sarah, and you'll find it. So, another one.
Another random question. Let's see. What do you think is missing in the scuba YouTube video space? Might be too general and off topic. Gosh.
Bigger font on that would be nice.
A bigger font. I feel like I don't want to sound.
Be you, sound however.
Well, I feel like people being honest and real is lacking a little bit. And maybe like less uptight. And that's part of the reason why I do the content that I do, because I really want scuba diving to be approachable. Like sometimes you watch videos and you're just like, I don't feel like I could talk to this person or I could ask this person questions. Like I'm way too intimidated because they know so much, and that's something that I think is still lacking. And I think a lot of the younger people, like younger than me, I don't feel like I'm that young anymore, but I feel like they're doing a really good job of just bringing it into the newer generation, the younger generation. I mean, being in DEMA, it's amazing. I've met so many incredible people, but good Lord, there are not enough young people here. Like,
What are you saying? It's the fluorescent lights.
And more diversity, yes. Like, it's something that I think as an industry we need to do better. That's part of the reason why I talk about how affordable diving can be, you know, by buying used gear, safe used gear, but used gear, and shore diving, and, you know, doing the travel that I've done. You know, I've been recovering from major financial devastation and still been able to scuba dive. And granted, that's because I have the training to do the kind of diving that I'm doing, but like, I think bringing people into the fold and making that kind of content available, just, it brings the sport to more people.
Yeah, and maybe I'll add to that too. I'm not the YouTube person, but I think in general, my observation is all of that, inclusivity, the approachable side of it. But I think also, you know, the idea that we don't have an agenda. And I think sometimes the content gets made with a specific agenda to maybe buy something, or to subscribe to a certain way of thinking, or to, you know, wear a certain shirt that says you know, even passively buy this thing. Yeah, except for today. But I don't think you and I come into it with an agenda, and I think that there's a lot of that. Like, we come at it from the love. And I think that's what you want to communicate. And I feel like there are people out there doing that, but they don't get the same traction.
Yeah.
And so if you ask what's missing, it's for the love of it, not for the agenda of it, maybe. And maybe it sounds negative, but I feel like sometimes I'm watching content and it's, you know, you're being sold to, but you still want to.
Well, I'll counter that. And you're going to get a lot of this on the podcast because we have different opinions.
Yeah.
And I'll counter that because, you know, I do have a little bit of agenda. I want people to come diving with me in KOMODO, you know, but that's also because I want to show you guys a good time.
Right.
But I totally hear you with that. It's, and we got a comment here. Everyone I've met in the dive community has been cool and is not uptight. And that is so amazing. I don't know if your first name is Cobra or if that's just your username, but like, that's really cool. And I'm super happy that you've had that experience. That is not the case all around the world. And, you know, for online figures, you know, there's so many amazing teachers, and you've seen, I mean, I've mentioned instructors on YouTube, like there's so many amazing ones, but sometimes the approachability is a little bit, you know, it's challenging. Let me see.
Yeah,
what else do we have
it's
here?
getting the honest answers.
Come closer. You are so bad at this. You gotta talk up.
It's getting the honest answers. And I mean, okay, so from my perspective, yes, I work in the dive industry, right? We are selling products. In the end, I want people to have fun, to go dive, and give them the answers. Already here at DEMA, people come up to my booth and they go, "Where's this and this?" I walk them over there because I know the person, or I know the people they want to go talk to.
Yeah.
I'm helping people find the information they need. It's not just about our company. I want scuba diving and people to have fun.
I agree. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree. What else we got?
Oh gosh, there's just a lot of comments. I love this.
I'm sure someone likes my hair. It's got to be
Oh,
in there.
somebody said that the gray hair. Yeah, what is it,
Nope,
Mike?
ain't gonna
Mike
happen
said
today.
having gray hair is cool. I'm 100%, so off topic. 100% here for the gray hair. When I've got like 4 or 5 or something.
Oh, 4 or 5.
Okay. But what I'm saying is that I am going to embrace the gray. I think it looks beautiful on women, so I'm here for it. Awesome. Let's see here. Hey, you guys want to talk amongst yourselves?
By the way, I got roped into this. I was walking by, I was going to hear this, Jack. I'm like,
yeah, yelling at you.
Everybody hates the social media people. Like everybody, they're all like hiding from us. Like no.
Yeah, but one cool thing though with these kind of, you know, social media / events where people go and show stuff, not everybody can come to DEMA, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So you're getting information from people that were there. Like, I still haven't explored the show.
Yeah.
So having Sarah and Jay here talking about this stuff, it gives you information, you know, the end user, about this stuff. That's great. If you want to go diving somewhere, let's say La Jolla Shores, you know, a lot of people like think it's stupid, hate it. It's dark, you know, no viz. There's so much stuff there if you go dive with people that dive all the time.
Absolutely. Right.
So it's like, find those friends, find those dive buddies.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask people.
Yeah.
Because there's people like me, I'll go dive with, you know, if you want to go dive and you're free, come dive with me.
Yeah.
And then I say, well, they're privileged to dive with me.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten to, so I'm actually with either one of you.
Yeah,
We
I
got to
know.
fix
That's gonna be
that.
happening soon.
Yeah, but no, it's just fun to go dive with people. You know,
Yeah.
and you get so many different experiences, and then it's even the after dive social part.
Yeah.
I mean, I do enjoy going out and having some food after diving.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, and that's that's part of my goal for this community in particular. Like, I've been mostly doing it through my Patreon community just because it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more controlled. I feel a little bit like safer there. But these meetups where I've gotten to go diving with you guys, it's really special, and I will always help out anybody who's like, hey, I want to go diving. Like, you guys know I spend a lot of time in the Puget Sound because I love the Puget Sound. You know, I want to go diving there. You know, I can connect you to the dive shops and the people that I trust. So I want this to be like this channel, and for me, and, you know, through the Dive Table podcast as well, to be a resource so that, like, I've mentioned of a handful of times on my content that, like, when I came from the tropics and I landed in California and I tried to go diving for the first time, I was the hottest mess you have ever seen in the water because I had no idea what I was doing. And it was me and another diver. We had both just done our Zero to Hero, you know, open water to dive master program in Koh Tao, which is a bathtub. Like, it's the easiest diving on the planet. It's beautiful, but it's a bathtub. And we went together to dive in Monterey with zero visibility. And it was awful because we had no idea what we were doing. So, like, I want this, my goal is to have this be like a community and a resource so that people don't have to feel that way. Like, I felt so shut out from especially the cold water community. And what I found, you know, actually learning and getting more involved is that they are the most lovely people, because sometimes it sucks out there. Like, it absolutely sucks, but it's like trauma bonding, you know, where you're like,
I like that one, trauma bonding.
but it's like, it's a funny thing,
Yeah.
you know, you're like, that was terrible.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I got to use that one.
It's trauma bonding.
But
okay.
I want to address one of the questions that
Yeah.
someone had on there.
Yeah. Get closer.
Sorry. I get that, you know, I consider myself a relatively new diver. I dive a lot. And when you see me kitted up at the shores or diving, you see the dry suit, you see all the gear, it looks like unapproachable for someone that's a new diver. But if you come up and ask me a question, I'm the first person that will stop and actually talk with you and sit there and sweat while answering your questions politely. Eventually I'll say, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But if you range ahead of time, if you're a new diver and you want to dive with someone that's more experienced, start the conversation with them and maybe not expect the dive that time, because they may have a dive plan. But arrange another time so they have the expectation to go dive with someone that's a newer diver.
Mm-hmm.
I love diving with people that are newer and they want to learn or they want to experience something different. I've had so many people that dive with me for the first time, they go, that was the best dive ever.
Yes.
And basically what it is that all of a sudden they're diving with someone that they weren't worried for their life. At the same time, you're worried for their life. I'm swimming around going, here, look at this little nudibranch. Here, look at this fish. And people never saw it before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where just start building that relationship with the experienced divers.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to take you out.
Well, yes and no. But that's why we need to change it, right? Like, there are people who don't want to dive, and
Not
like,
everyone's a jet.
because
Not
people are saying that here, that
Yeah.
they've had experience of not being able to go. But like, that's why having a platform like this, like, I want that to change.
Yeah.
I like, and obviously I haven't been everywhere, so I don't have people everywhere. But like, you know, we've got a radio in the background that's
a
so
perfect
loud.
example is Jay, right? I mean, Jay wanted to dive with me.
Yeah, I did.
Jay wanted to dive with you. Ugh, I don't know if
You know
I
I'm
would
a train
dive.
wreck in
I
the
don't know
water.
about that. But
Kick 7 masts off in
that's
10
the
minutes.
goal. Like, I have a lot of friends around the world, and I want to be able to be a resource to like connect you to people so that nobody feels like they're left out. Sorry, I'm just going to go back to a question from a while ago. I think Stu asked it. There are presentations at DEMA, and if you decide to attend at some point, like, you should definitely check them out. That hasn't been a priority for me at this particular show, just because my goal was to put faces to usernames and like really get to know the people that I've been interacting with online. So yes, there are presentations. I have not gone to very many. I went to one on social media that was with a handful of influencers here, and I was not on the panel or anything. But it was fun to like see them, do their thing.
Yeah, and there are also talks on the main floor. They have a recreational side and a technical side. And so I've been to a few of each one of those that cover different types of topics. And actually, we're giving one in about a half an hour on scuba coaching. So there's different things around.
I want to go to that. Scuba coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, it is hard to get into DEMA because you do have to be a dive professional.
Yeah, pro.
Dive
So
professional.
not everybody can get in and see it, but that's why I said it's good to get feedback from you guys that you're here.
Yeah, that is true. Dive professionals and like equipment manufacturers and things.
And
but there are other shows like the Long Beach Scuba Show. You can go as a consumer.
Is it LA now?
Los Angeles now.
Oh, it's not Long Beach?
Yeah, next year's
It's Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Los Angeles.
A California scuba show.
That's
There's
right.
something in California that you can go to as a consumer.
But there's also shows like on the East Coast. There's Boston Sea Rovers. There's what's the other one? Beneath the Sea.
Beneath the Sea, yeah.
So there's other dive shows that you can go to that have the seminars. And if you get to go to the seminars. They're great. Everything from photography stuff, the DAN information about accident awareness and stuff like that. It's great to see these things.
Yeah.
Great learning experiences.
Oh, and Navi. I've always said your name Navi. Hopefully that's correct. But lucked out instructor trying to assemble his students in Monterey Bay Dive Tribe. Monterey is excellent for that. Like the community is really great. If you're in that, the Bay Area or whatever, like really easy to get connected. Same with the Puget Sound. That's why I spend so much time in those areas. And I just got connected to the American Scuba Academy in Corona, California. So that's like more Southern California. And they have a super active dive club. So they're all over the place. And obviously these guys are San Diego and you guys have your own thing.
Well, I just got to San Diego. It's interesting that you say all that because in Texas as well, if you're in Texas, in the Austin area, I know a lot of the community there, but I had the same issue. Well,
really?
Maybe do a
We'll
show
talk about it. We'll talk
That'd
more
be
about
nice,
it.
But I understand what you're feeling. I felt completely alone and on my own, and I ended up building a team of people that we could dive together. And again, I think this is a normal thing. But
you make it and they will come.
It's true.
That's what we're going for here with Azul Unlimited and the Dive Table podcast. We're going to make it and they will come.
I keep on sticking my face in here to read the comments.
Oh, just embrace it. We're just going to get right at see all of my pores. Oh no, what did I do? Okay.
All right, good. You didn't kill it.
Okay. I know. Let's see. You say you're a new diver, Jack. How long have you been diving?
It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
A new diver.
Well, new diver compared to some of the people here, they've been diving for like 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there talking to these people going, wow, you guys are like names. And you go, and I'm like, I'm the newbie guy. So it's all perspective, It's
and remember, Navi, you have 10 dives. Like that's amazing. We
Amazing.
all
Awesome.
started there, and
Keep going.
just keep getting in the water. That's amazing. Am I the only one upset DEMA is only for professionals? I know, it's a bummer. Yeah, I mean, you could travel to the place and just come to the after parties because they are crazy.
Or call us and maybe we can give you our badge over the fence or something like that. This is not DEMA's not watching this. We're okay.
No, but there's been a long time argument about DEMA opening up, making it a Friday, Saturday as a public type of thing. It's a constant political battle.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, and let's see. Mark says, I'm scared of being that diver that causes a dive to be called early. If anybody gives you crap about that, then you don't want to dive with them anyway.
No.
Okay? We've all had our times when we've had to cancel, right? And that should never cause problems for people. I mean, I understand, especially when you're traveling and you're in a location. Yeah. The dive professionals that you're with should pair you with people that are going to be appropriate, but
what's funny too is
I don't like that.
If you get in the water with that mindset, then it kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because
you're stressed
and you're breathing harder and you are that. So you can't take that in the water with you when you get in the water. You have to when you need to go up, when you hit that pressure, it's time to go up, and everyone should respect that.
Well,
Mitch is from American Scuba Academy, so he said, yeah.
so as far as like calling the dive early, actually just 3 weeks ago, I called the dive early.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I ran it. I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there should
There
be
you go.
no questions if someone calls a dive because you don't
There
know
never
what it
is.
is.
Exactly
In
right.
this case, I was feeling very nauseous. It was a lovely rest of the day.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
We've all been there. That's awful.
we did that on the Halloween episode.
Oh,
By the
gosh.
way, yeah, never mind. We won't go there.
Go check out the Halloween episode
Yeah, we won't go
on the
there.
dive
It's
table.
gross
It's
for life.
these two,
Scorpions,
so
weird
nonsense.
stuff that you're eating. In your
Clam
regular-
chowder,
Yeah.
don't
Oh my
listen
God.
to it. It's gross.
Mike mentioned Dive Talk. I actually just met Gus from Dive
Gus
Talk.
and Woody.
Yeah, Woody was here, but I didn't get to meet him. It's so hard to keep track of everybody here.
Yeah.
But I got to spend some time chit-chatting with Gus about just YouTube and what they're doing, and it was really fun. They're super successful. I'm sure all of you watch their YouTube channel, but if you don't, go check it out. They, react to different scuba diving videos. Let's see. I have
mine,
met
not
Claire.
mine.
Claire, oh my God, Nova Scotia.
All mine are perfect. There's nothing to criticize in my videos.
Nova Scotia, I met April and Josh, and I'm guessing that you know them, and
Yeah.
we need to DM. Okay, we need to talk
They had an
about
awesome
that.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
I told them
God.
amazing. They told
so beautiful.
But yeah, anyway, that's a whole different thing.
We can talk about that offline.
Hey, you're going to CCR. Awesome. Dave, me too. Actually, next week I'll be in. I chose the SF2, so I'll be in the CCR with the SF2. So hey, let's go dive together.
Hell yeah. I still need to dive with you, Dave. Let's see here. Breathing, being good and
Well,
controlled.
someone seems to be driving around in a van all over the country. So some of us are planted in a spot.
Yeah, I am
I
trying
do travel a lot, but I've managed to go like all around where David lives. Like I've been to all the states around him. I'm like, this is just bad.
Yeah, that's a great one, Mike. Yeah, the more that there's that great, was it Confucius or whoever said it? The wisdom is knowing what you don't know, and that's so true.
Absolutely.
You, even whatever level you're at, there's always more to learn, and I like that mindset.
Mark, 30 dives. That's awesome.
Congrats,
Just
Mark.
keep it up, man. Let's see. Speak about when you turn the corner with your confidence and your scuba diving skills. I'm always worried I'm forgetting something or messing something up. Does that go away?
That's a good episode.
Dive 2.
Yeah, right.
Shut up. Shut up.
That's a joke.
Yeah, totally a joke.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
don't take this guy
No.
too seriously most of the time, unless he's talking dry suits. Then he's very serious.
Yeah.
But yes, it does. Your confidence will go up just with time. It's just like anything else. When you start a new sport, you're super awkward. Like you don't have the muscle memory of things. You don't understand things fully. Take every opportunity to ask questions, to read about it, to watch videos. I've recently answered a comment from someone who was like, you can't teach scuba diving on YouTube online. I'm like, okay, fair. I can't certify people. I can't go diving with people online, but there's so much that we learn from just talking to one another and like getting that feedback from people, so just keep getting in the water and it's going to get better.
There's a good way to think about it as well. When, at least the way I think about it is, there's the training, which is a big uphill, right? And things are new, and it doesn't matter if you're moving from, back mount to side mount. All of a sudden, there's a learning curve, and that curve is steep, and it's probably how you feel, right? You feel that curve, but at some point you reach that plateau, and that's where the sweet part is. And I think you enjoy that plateau, and then you have the next thing, that the learning curve gets steep, right? And so there's a great book out there. It's called Mastery. It's an old book, but it's called Mastery. And they talk about that curve up and the plateau, and that feeling goes away when you hit that plateau, and then enjoy it, and then look for the next plateau or the next curve up. Is a good way to think about it. And it's diving isn't ever you have to progress to now doubles and then side mount and then rebreather. Nope. It's a matter of what kind of diving you want to do, and those skills get more comfortable as you get comfortable, not only in your body but up here, right? Training the brain, and that's a really important thing.
Absolutely. And there's
See,
always
that's the serious
fine.
part, right?
No,
A
there's
good balance between us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there's always tweaking. I mean, I've been diving side mount for a long time, but I recently got all new gear from Next Underwater Products. I've been talking to those guys. They're based out of Monterey, and we're going to do some content together. And they're doing some interesting things with their metal work and how they set things up. And, they had some suggestions. They listened to me because I do more cave diving than like their clientele. Or I did. I'm going to go back. I need a refresher. Let's not get ahead of myself. But there's always these little tweaks and things where you see something on someone, you're like, oh, I like that. Like, I'm going to try that. And, it's all about continuing to learn. Let's see, there was a question about breathing. I have a breathing exercise video series that you can check out. I think it's on my YouTube channel or my webpage. That's really bad that I don't know that, but I do have it. If you email me, because you said you're in Patreon, and again, I don't know what your first name is, but just message me. I will send it to you, because that's a good one. Abby is on the Central Coast with my dad, so she is very comfortable hanging out with Grandpa. Mike asked about, being very spoiled. Mike asked about Terry from Scuba Girls International. I actually just met her with Gus, and we are talking about some kind of collaboration where she's on a motorcycle and I'm in the van, and we're going to go dive somewhere. So stay tuned for that. It might be a while before something comes up, but we got very excited talking about that together. These are from a million years ago, so I'm sorry if I'm missing questions. We're going to have to wrap this up soon because I know that...
Wow. All caps.
Ooh.
I think that's
that
spam.
That looks like spam.
Spam it.
Cool. Sounds like she's pretty...
Yeah, but anyway, I'm being comfortable underwater.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you when Jay goes through his closed circuit diving, he's going to feel... He's going to be a total noob. I can guarantee he's going to be on the bottom.
Yes.
Then he's going to be on the surface. He's going to be on the bottom, all in one dive.
Yep.
Everyone goes through different training, learning experiences. One of the things I took up recently, the past 2 years, is photography. I feel I am a perfect diver, and I have perfect skills. You put the camera in my hand, all of a sudden people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm focusing on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, you're running into me. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You lose track.
It's true.
So everyone turns into a learning experience again with something new.
Yeah, absolutely. And David, I'm not ignoring you, okay? I'm sorry. It's just hard to get through that state. I don't know why. It's so beautiful for van life. I just haven't been there. Thank you, Brian, for the comment about the content and sobriety. I love sharing that with you guys and hearing your guys' stories. Literally, it's my favorite thing. All right. I think we're going to get close to wrapping this up. I'm trying to just read through here. Do you guys have anything else?
No, looking forward to I have nothing but immense respect for Sarah, and Sarah was our first choice and really our only option. We didn't have a backup plan except for Jack. And so anyway, I'm super excited to meet all of you and get to know you, and for this partnership and for the triad where Jack comes on. You're like our Kramer in Seinfeld.
Kramer.
You kick the door open.
Yeah. I'd like to think I'm the straight man, but I think I'm more the goofy one.
Yeah, you said awkward.
Awkward.
I like that.
Awkward. Yeah.
I like that. We can be awkward too, but you can own that.
Absolutely.
But it's great to see you all and meet you all. I can't wait to get to know you and your community. But what Sarah is, and if you haven't met her in person, she is what she is, and love her to death. So if you're connected with her, amazing. And that's why I wanted to.
You're going to make me cry.
Oh, that'd
You're
be
so
fun.
Sweet.
I would win an award. This is the first one to cry on the show, not me.
Hey, you guys, if you guys need to go, feel free.
No,
okay.
I'm
I've
good.
had multiple experiences here where I don't know what it is about my face or my energy or whatever, but
aura.
People just come up and tell me their life stories.
Yes.
And I've had so many beautiful moments with people crying and being with me, and I hug them, and I'm just I'm gonna cry. I've cried every single day at DEMA.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have not cried one day.
It has been so beautiful.
That's beautiful.
I freaking love these people so much. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite human beings that I met here. I've known her for a while because some of you know that I work with Reef Check Foundation. And, oh geez, I did it again. Okay. And the board is Mermaid Linden. If you don't know Mermaid Linden, she has a beautiful Instagram and she's on social media. She's just the most lovely human being, and it just warmed my heart to actually get to squeeze her, you know. And of course the surfer people who were here, and I don't know, it's been a very like heart open event, which I've loved.
I got to see her in the water one time.
Did you?
I was actually in the water the same time she was. She was swimming back and forth, and I'm like, how are you doing that with those breath holds? And then she'd go to the other side of this tank and then breathe off a regulator and then go to the other side. And I'm in a dry suit in this tank, and I'm like, it's a little chilly in here. And I'm like looking at her outfit, and I'm like going, oh, I think she's cold.
Amazing.
The mermaids are the bad asses of like the underwater.
Free diving,
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They don't have masks on. They're free diving in like these gorgeous heavy tails.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
The Mertailer,
They're incredible. Stunning. Anyway.
I do have to run, and
Yes.
we're giving a talk in 10 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to be there. So we're going to actually cut this off. Thank you so much for joining. Again, follow the Dive Table podcast. Get ready for a new season next year. And I probably won't have a video out on Sunday because we just did this and I have been really busy. But I have a really fun one coming up about Mono Lake outside of Yosemite. Okay? Yes. It was weird. Anyway, thank you all, and if you have questions, just hit me up on Instagram messaging. Okay, love you.
Bye.
Thank you for joining me.
Yep.
Bye.